Okay. First, I just want to thank you for tuning in to Who's Woodworking. I appreciate your support. Just watching this video, and it's not dealing with a whole lot of complexity. We have some red oak, and it's 3/4 inch stock. And what we've done is we go ahead and take this is blue painter's tape, and it is 6 inches wide. And we went ahead and put that over the red oak, and we went ahead and centered that on the CNC machine. And then after we got it centered, we went ahead and cut out a treble clef. So right now what we're doing is we got a weeding tool here that I usually use with our other devices that we have in the shop. We do some vinyl work every now and then with a Cricut. So we're taking on this blue painter's tape is really nice too. I mean, it sticks really well. I've heard of people using Aura Mask. I have not used that product yet. I've been really happy with the blue painter's tape, and this is the first time that I've used blue painter's tape for this type of project. Usually I just use it for securing my work to the CNC spoil board. I go ahead and put the tape on both the spoil board and the back of the workpiece, and then we put some CA glue down with some accelerant, and then stick it down, and it does a really fine job. And so what the process is once you get that all centered and CNC starts to cut it out, it just cuts down to its regular depth. We used a 60-degree V bit on this particular project, and after it finishes it up, we go ahead and do a Mod Podge. I like to do that technique for myself. I've done it in the past with some Spartan helmets. We go ahead and Mod Podge everything off. And what you do is you go ahead and put the Mod Podge down, and you have to overlap. You have to put it in the groove and then overlap it a little bit to where it's on the blue painter's tape so it has a good seal. And you want to put not a lot of Mod Podge in there. I usually put 2 coats. You could probably get away with 1, but I do 2 very light coats, and it doesn't take long for it to dry either. I mean, it does it really well. It does a really good job with that. So we're doing some final weeding here on this treble clef. After you put the Mod Podge and it's dried, then you can go ahead and go back with, I use some black spray paint, and I just sprayed the paint, the can of paint right on into its lid. Wearing some gloves when I did that, and then I just go ahead and dip a brush in there and go ahead and put 2 coats of paint in the groove, and then we let that dry, and that's why we're just now peeling it off. And then when we get this peeled off, and you'll see how nice it actually comes up. Now some people will not do the Mod Podge. I have seen people do like 2 coats of lacquer or some kind of finish under the tape, and then I'll put the tape on top, and then they'll go ahead and do their cutting. I don't think they put a coat of finish over the tape when everything's said and done. I've not seen that. So, but I think I'm going to stick with this Mod Podge technique. I mean, it's been tried and true with me, and this stuff really does stick. I mean, and then we're going to go back and we're gonna go ahead and sand over this. Make sure we get off all the um, any kind of like adhesion, any other like glue residue that the blue painter tape will leave behind, but there's not much at all. And we'll use a 220 grit on this particular piece. And then what I like to do is clean it off nice, and then we'll go ahead and put on. I like to use lacquer, so we'll put 3 coats of lacquer on the front to seal everything in, and then we'll put 2 coats of lacquer on the back, and then on the back we'll have a alligator picture clip that we'll go ahead and put on the back there, and that'll finish up our project here. But we do have some things here on the table I want to go over just a little bit. We have the box fan there in the back that has a furnace filter on the front, and as you can tell, we've been working with some walnut today as well, because it's got quite a bit of walnut. That helps get the fine particular what's the word I'm looking for? Dust particles, particulates is what I'm thinking of. So there are dust particles in the air, and that'll get drawn into there and not into your lungs, or doing any kind of sanding or any CNC work that the dust boot doesn't pick up. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4 small little cutting boards there that I need to sand down, get finished. And then what we do is we wet those after our initial finish, and then getting ready for our final sanding. So we'll wet it, let it dry, and then we'll hit it again with 220 grit. And then we usually like to have an oil. We use Howard's oil, and with some other oil that it's a clearer. It's not a vegetable oil, but it's a conditioning oil. It's clear, and we go ahead and put that final coat on there, and then we'll let that dry, and then we might do it one more time. But we do actually make our own butter board paste with that as well, with the vegetable oil. It's not a vegetable oil. I can't remember it right off the top of my head, but it's a conditioning oil from Howard's that we have, and we're going to finish this up, getting the final last things out, and we need to do some cleaning of our desk, clean that up. So I do appreciate it again for you guys to watch this. There's the final product. This is for a Treble Clef first student that we made it for. So off to finalization. Thanks for watching.